What's going on, everybody? It's Jordan from FitGrind, and today I've been planning on doing this video for a while, so I'm super excited. We're going to compare the Concept 2 Bike Erg against the Rogue Echo Bike. We're going to talk about the differences between these two bikes, what kind of setting you would use each of these bikes in, and then at the end I'll kind of give you my personal preference on if you were just going to have one of these, which one would you choose, or which one would I choose? So, before we get started with the video, I will leave the link in the description to our apparel website, fitgrindapparel.com. I have the men's performance tee and the men's performance shorts on. We're having a summer sale coming up soon on Memorial Day weekend where we're going to have 20% off of our entire store, so you get 20% off your entire purchase. I will leave the link in the description. You can sign up for that email list to get more information on that. We also have a full men's and women's line. So next weekend we'll have that full 20% off sale. So check us out at fitgrindapparel.com. As always, you can use that FitGrind code at gymsupplementscience.com for 15% off of your gym subs. So go check out pre-gym, pro-gym, multivitamin. All right, so if you haven't done so yet, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Also hit that notification button so you don't miss any more videos like this. So starting off, I've done a full video, a full breakdown of the Concept 2 Bike Erg, kind of giving my thoughts and opinions on the bike. But we'll kind of reiterate that in this video. We'll talk about the Bike Erg first, we'll talk about the Echo Bike, and then kind of comparison between them. So with the Concept 2 Bike Ergs, this is Concept 2's third erg. They have the rower, the skier, and this is the Bike Erg. Now, a couple things that I really like about the Bike Erg. One, you can change your resistance up and down. So it has the same flywheel system that the rower and the skier has, to where you can increase your resistance or you can decrease your resistance. So what that does is it makes the bike super versatile. And that's one of the, I think the biggest benefits of the Concept 2 Bike Erg is that you can use it for distance riding where you have that damper setting really low and you're working on some more endurance work, or if you're coming in for like some active recovery and you're just trying to flush the legs. You can also put that damper up in a medium range where you can use it monostructurally within workouts, and then you can even get that damper super high, and you can do really high intensity sprints with that Bike Erg. So it makes it super versatile, and I think that's my favorite thing about the Bike Erg, is that it is just, you can use it for so many different things. That's a big plus for the Concept 2 Bike Erg. Another thing that I really like about the bike is just the PM5 performance monitor. It's the same monitor that's on the rower and the skier, just a really good monitor that gives you a lot of good feedback on the output that you're putting into the machine. You can look at your calories, your meters, your watts. You can look at all sorts of different things, just to get an idea of what's the power output that you're putting into that bike. And that is just motivational itself. It just helps you stay consistent and make progress on the bike. Other than that, I think the design is really good with the Bike Erg. I like the black and yellow, the same thing that they've been doing with their rower and their skier. I think that's just a good look. With the Bike Erg, it's super adjustable. That's one thing that's really nice about it too, is you can adjust your seat height up and down. You can adjust your handlebar back and forward, and you can adjust your handlebar up and down too as well. So that's with the Bike Erg, it's super versatile, it's easy to adjust. You can use it for a lot of different types of workouts, and I think that's why it's such a popular bike. Is Concept 2 just makes really good equipment, especially with the Bike Erg. It's just something that's going to last for a long time, and it's just a really solid bike. So next, let's get to the Rogue Echo Bike. All right, so next we're talking about the Rogue Echo Bike. Now, most people have probably used a bike like this before, whether it's an assault bike or a Schwinn bike or the Rogue Echo Bike. There's a lot of bikes like this that combine the legs with the arms that use a fan to provide the resistance. Out of all the different bikes, I think the Rogue Echo Bike is probably the one that does the best with all the fan bikes. Because of that belt drive system, you're going to have less maintenance instead of your chain, where like an assault bike, there's going to be a required maintenance across the lifespan of that bike that you won't necessarily have as much maintenance with your Rogue Echo Bike. So that's one big plus that kind of stands out in the category of fan bikes, is the Rogue Echo Bike it takes less maintenance. It's a super heavy duty build. It's built to last. It's just a really good quality piece. Another good thing about the Echo Bike is has a great monitor. So with that monitor, it shows a lot of different things. It's going to display your calories, your distance, your watts. You can go in and set intervals. So the monitor is really good. Rogue did a good job with that monitor. So that's another big plus about the EcoBike. One of the downfalls of the EcoBike in comparison to the Concept 2 Biker is that you can't change your resistance. So you can make it more challenging by increasing your speed on the bike, just like any other piece of cardio equipment. But you can't change your resistance up and down. So the fan is a set resistance. I will say that the fan is heavier than I would say other bikes. But that is one downfall, that you can't change your resistance up and down like you can on the Biker. But other than that, it's a really good design. They have your band peg or your foot pegs on the side here, to where you can, one thing that I like to do with that is you can take out the legs in the movement and you can do just arms. Or if you're in between an interval, you can just put your feet up, chillax for a second while you're dying, and get back to it. But there's just a lot of good features with this bike. That's it's a really good quality piece. It's going to last. It's an awesome bike. Where this application is going to be is, this bike is really meant for one thing, and it's meant for just high intensity sprints. It's meant for intervals. You can use it monostructurally with a workout too as well. But the EcoBike does a really good job of sucking, basically. Like this bike, a lot of you know that if you've ever been on a fan bike before, it can get really intense really quick. It can take 10, 15 seconds and you can completely win yourself on a bike like this. So that's one thing that the EcoBike does really, really well, is it's just meant to really kind of increase your higher intensity anaerobic energy system. It's meant to kind of push that anaerobic threshold, and it does a really good job of that. So overall, the EcoBike is an awesome bike. I would highly recommend this bike. We'll kind of talk about the comparison between the two now. All right, so what are my thoughts on the comparison between these two bikes? I'm going to start this off with, these two bikes are awesome. They're world-class bikes, and if you can have both of them, I would recommend that you have both of them. I think they are both awesome bikes, but they're different. Yes, they're both bikes, and I'm going to explain that in a second, but they have different kind of goals that they're aiming to achieve, and that's why I think there is a lot of validity, and I think you can have both of these bikes, and they're going to serve two different purposes. So, EcoBike. A couple of the good things about the EcoBike that we talked about. It's meant for more of your higher intensity intervals. It's meant to kind of test and strengthen your anaerobic energy systems. You can use it monostructurally within workouts. It's not going to be necessarily meant for distance. You can do lower intensity stuff on this. It's harder to do because you can't change your resistance. But you can do more of your low intensity cardio on this bike. It's just going to be harder to keep that heart rate low and not just gun it after time. So EcoBike is a great build. It's super high quality. It's going to last you a long time, and it's not going to require as much maintenance as a chain drive bike like an assault bike. So that's one thing that's really good about the bike. Now with the BikeErg, a couple good things about the BikeErg is, again, has a great quality build. It's going to last you a long time. There's very little maintenance on the bike. Has a great monitor, and you can change your resistance up and down. So the versatility is kind of the edge on the BikeErg, where if you want to do some lower intensity stuff or some recovery stuff, you throw that damper down 1, 2, 3, and you can get a good flush in the legs. You can get a good aerobic workout with that. You can put it up towards medium and use it monostructurally within your workout to challenge yourself in a different way. You can even throw it up really high and do some really high intensity intervals, where there's going to be a lot of resistance on the bike. So, like I said, they're both trying to achieve something different. So that's why it's not necessarily like a full comparison of, if you can't have both, I would say go for both. The BikeErg is going to be versatile, where you can do some low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity. The EcoBike is still versatile, but it's going to be focusing more on your higher intensity type of conditioning. But with that said, if you had to choose one bike that you were going to use for low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity, I would choose the BikeErg. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the EcoBike. It's a great bike, nothing against the Echo bike, but if you had to have one, I think the Bike Erg is what I would recommend because it's so versatile. You can do low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity. Yes, it doesn't incorporate the arms like the Echo bike does, but with that said, I think that's one thing where it makes up for that, and being that you can change your resistance with that damper setting. The monitor is great, the bike looks great, it's going to last you a long time, and there's very little maintenance on that Bike Erg, and you can achieve all of the things you need to achieve as far as your cardiovascular fitness on the Bike Erg, and just that versatility, versus on the Echo bike, it's going to be a little bit harder to do your lower intensity. You can do it, you just really have to pay attention to that wattage, and that fan just starts to get heavy over time, where it's harder to keep your heart rate and more of an aerobic range, whereas the Bike Erg, you can easily achieve that, or you can easily achieve some intervals. So that's my opinion on the Echo bike and the Bike Erg. Like I said, if you can have both in your gym or in your space, I would highly recommend both. They both have awesome purposes. They both serve purposes where they're trying to do something slightly different. But if you had to have one, I would crown the Bike Erg as the winner. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so you can catch other videos so you don't miss any. As always, you can check us out at FitGrindApparel.com. I'll leave that link in the description. Remember, we have that summer sale coming up next weekend. So he'll hit the link in the description, and you can sign up for that email list. It'll be a 20% off Memorial Day sale. So that's something pretty big. Everything will be 20% off. And then as always, you can use that FitGrind code at checkout for 15% off your gym supplements at gymsupplements.com. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.